Welcome to Anatomy of a Scene, a podcast where the people behind French film and TV walk us through their creative process. Episode 2, Casting Director. Casting Non-Professionals. A podcast commissioned by Unifrance. Julie Allione has worked as a casting director for 23 years. Her credits include Une vie violente, A Violent Life by Thierry de Peretti, L'Innocent, The Innocent by Louis Garrel, and Diamant Brut by Agathe Riedinger. In this interview, Julie spoke to us about her work on Diamant Brut, Wild Diamond, for which she was tasked with casting the lead role, Liane, a young woman living in the south of France. We also interview Marlène Serour, who was the casting director for Les Pires, The Worst Ones by Lise Akoka and Romane Guéret. With 10 years of experience in casting, Marlène has worked on Zombie Child by Bertrand Bonello and Cédric Kahne's upcoming movie, 1518. She told us about the casting process for Les Pires, which involved finding a group of young teenagers from northern France.
My name is Julie Allione. I am casting director and I work on Diamant Brut, directed by Agathe Riedinger. There is a lot of fantasies about casting directors, and a lot of people think we choose comedians and we have a lot of powers, and I don't think so. My job is to read a script, speak with the director and propose a way to find the characters. And then I have to meet a lot of people. We try the character, the way the character think and speak and move. Find someone who match with the character and find someone that make the character bigger than the script. That is my job. It's different with each movie. It's different because director is different. It's different also when it comes to be street casting or classic casting, because in street casting I meet a lot of people, something like 400 people for each movie, a lot of people. The scene we're going to talk about today, there is Liane, the main character, who passed a casting to be chosen in a reality show, and she's almost naked in front of a casting director in the movie. And it's a scene we had to try while the casting, so it's a scene in the movie and in the reality for me. It's a mise en abîme, but I never do that kind of cast. Never, 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 never. It's really too much frontal. I am more soft in casting, I hope. But it's for reality show, and the art of casting, if it's an art, is really different for a TV show, TV movie, cinema movie. It's really different. And it was funny to be in that kind of casting I will never do, but try it that way. It was fun for her and for me. What I have to do to find the character of Liane for Diamant Brut is look for a young, poor, beautiful woman in south of France. For Diamant Brut, it's a street casting, but street casting means a lot of different things for each casting director. I never go in the street to ask people like that. So I work with a crew, and I have 2 or 3 assistants that goes in the street with paper flyers, and they give flyers to each girl or boy that are close to the characters, and they tell them, okay, you look like the character we are looking for, so if you are interested, you can send us a video, and maybe a casting director will see you. So for Diamant Brut, I have an assistant that goes in the street in Nice, in Fréjus, in Marseille, and it takes a long time, maybe 3-4 weeks, all day long in the street with flyers. Go to the casting, send your video. And I received maybe, I don't know, like 600 or 700 videos by mail, and I choose the person I thought they were close to the character. I meet the people in group, never one-to-one. It's always groups, because I think I have too much power with the camera and with my title, casting director, too much domination. I don't want to do that. So I meet groups like 15 people, and then I make them speak about them. I don't make them play. First time, never, never, never. They speak about them. They tell me what they think in life about reality show, about the relationship to their body and to their images and to the social media. And I speak with them. I make them speak a lot. And then I choose the person I think they are closer to the character. Then I see them another time, second tour, and in the second tour I make them play. Improvisation, never with a script, never, and easy improvisation, because they are not actors, so I don't want to put them in scenes that are difficult to play. And then third time I make them play with a script, never alone. I make them play 3 or 4 persons together. But for Liane, for that movie, there is a specificity. The girl that was going to play the role has a lot of naked scene, not naked, but almost naked, with a relationship to the body that was really specific and a bit hard. So we had a 4th tour. We had to test a bit further for that movie. The actress has to be okay with, but not only to be okay with, she had to realize what is to be okay with. Because you can say, oh, it's okay for me, but when you arrive to the shooting, it's different. There is a crew, there is the light, there is a stress, so we have to test it before. The scene that we speak about today is the scene we had to test with Malou in casting. It was a scene we thought she could realize what is to be Liane playing that scene, because it's a mix between empowerment and shy, and Liane is the mix between that two things. So we had to test it in panty and bra, shy and powerful in the same time. I don't know how Malou Kebizi found the casting and sent me a video. And first, when I received the video, I didn't see anything. I said, okay, it's 1 in 600, so I didn't see it. But when she came to the appointment and then she speaks, she didn't speak a lot because she was very shy. And there were a lot of people in the place that was more extravagant. And Malou almost said nothing. She presents herself and was like a bit bored and shy. And I said, okay, that is Liane. When I first met Malou, I immediately thought you were going to be Liane. It was like that. I don't know how. I cannot explain how. I called Agathe and I told her, maybe I found a Liane. I don't know, but maybe. And then each time I see her once again, I thought, yes, it's Liane. More and more Liane each time. To make a local casting, it's a question of ethic, because we have to find somebody to embody a person that is not us, especially when it comes to be a girl who lives in a social background that is really far from us. So going the south was really tricky. And I come from the south. I used to live in Nice till I was 22. And after that, I used to live in Corsica, so south is my home. So it was important for Agathe that I was from the south. And how we look for the character in south of France was really important, to be close to the character, not to stereotype the character.
My name is Marlène Serour. I'm a casting director and I worked on L'Épier, directed by Lise Akoka and Romane Guéret. I've been working in casting for 10 years, and by chance, a college friend asked me to join a casting team for a feature film. I had finished my studies and I didn't have a job, so I accepted out of curiosity, but I didn't even know what the job was. The casting director looks for professional or no professional actors to play the characters in a film. The scene we're going to talk about today is the opening scene of the film Les Pires. Children are lining up to take part in a casting. They're quite young, teenagers, and we hear the director asking questions, but we don't see him. We get a glimpse of the personalities of some of the characters who will reappear later in the film, while also getting a sense of what a casting session for a future film looks like. This film opening is to me an incredible feat of staging. It's shot almost exclusively in a sequence. And the scene shows very well what's magical about casting, the encounter with a personality, a sensibility, a story, and it's overwhelming, and that's what I love most about my job. And meeting all these people from different backgrounds has opened my mind. Every casting is different, but yes, it can look like that. A camera, some questions, kids sitting on the chairs, the stress or indifference of those auditioning. Everything we see in this opening is drawn from what we observed during the casting with Lise and Romane. But what we see in this scene is very, very scripted. For the viewer, it's a way to meet the characters of the film. For Les Pires, me and my team of 3 people had to find 4 young people under 18 in the north of France. And I live in Paris, so there was a lot of preparation involved. After each casting session, I had to bring back material, videos of the young people, potential actors for the film, for the directors. So how to find them? I think it's important to mention that it was in 2020, right in the middle of lockdown. It was very, very difficult. The teenagers were wearing masks. There were no hanging out in the streets or in cafes. So I went to middle schools, community centers, and I tried to come during lunch breaks to see their faces without the masks. At the end, we found most of the cast near schools. We first saw Mallory Wanek in front of her middle school. She was coming out after class, arguing with a friend. And maybe that's what made her stand out to me. We went up to her and asked her for her parents' phone number so she could come to the casting session that evening. She came, and little by little, step by step, through the casting process, we kept her on, and she ended up getting the role. Street casting is very difficult. You need patience, endurance, and optimism. The person we're casting has usually never acted before. As for the approach itself, if I come across someone who might fit for a role and they're under 18, I immediately try to get their parents' contact details. Then we call them and explain everything very clearly. You have to be extremely careful with the words you use, not to scare them, and to make sure all the information is clear and accessible. Street casting is really about putting yourself in the other person's shoes. When people hear the word cinema, everyone reacts differently. Some start dreaming right away, but most of the time, people back out. Out of 10 people invited to a casting, usually only 4 show up.
This episode was produced by Jeanne Boezek, editing and mixing by Fanny Martin and Jeanne Delplanque.
Original music composed by Fanny Martin.
This podcast is commissioned by Unifrance, and this episode is part of a series. Listen to all the episodes wherever you get your podcast.